Hey, what's up, YouTube? Alright, so I'm gonna make a video about how to drive at night. I'll just say a video about driving at night. So I've gotten several requests from different subscribers, followers on YouTube, even some of my students, to make a video about driving at night. So I've promised several times that I'm gonna make the video on how to drive at night or driving at night. So here we go. Before we get into the video though, again, I need you guys to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because honestly, we need the support. We need the channel to grow. In order for the channel to grow, we need support from our subscribers, our viewers, right? So I'm just gonna give you some tips on how to drive safely at night, right? So let me get into the video. I'm gonna show you a few things that are crucial to driving safely at night. Alright, so see the lights here. On this car, I'm gonna turn on the headlight by turning this switch here forward 2 times until the lights are on. So I turn the lights on. See, you turn it on. That's your headlights. So you got to make sure the headlights are working properly, right? And then I'm gonna do turn signals, because again, if you're driving at night, it is crucial that your turn signal lights are working. So that's the turn signal, and you see the lights on there. That's your tail lights, right? Your tail lights. Let me do the other side. Again, your tail lights are on, the turn signal lights are on the back. And you gotta do the brake lights. There's no way for me to show you that the brake lights are working, but yeah, you gotta make sure the brake lights are actually working. And again, you have lights, headlights. Make sure your headlights are working and your turn signal lights are working on the front also. That is actually quite important, to make sure your lights are working. Because if your lights are not working, no one could see you, right? People will run in the back of your car and so on. So it's important that your lights are actually working. Let me turn the light on in here so you can see me. Right, so it's important to make sure your lights are working before you attempt to drive at night, right? Now, you'll see on the rear view mirror this thing here. What that does is, if you're driving at night and you have the high beam, somebody behind you with their high beams on, you do something like that. What it does is it allows you to see behind you still without the glare of the light getting into your face, right? So it's like that during the day. At night, say if you're driving somewhere that when there's not like a lot of light, you'll do it like that, right? Okay, so let's go for a drive so I can give you some more tips about driving at night, okay? So, signal into right here and going out. I am actually driving through my neighborhood right now, so yeah. Alright, driving at night. You wanna obviously drive a little bit slower than you would normally, because visibility is significantly reduced, as you can see. You can't see that far ahead, so you definitely have to drive slower, right? You drive slower, you follow the cars that is in front of you, allow them enough distance so you can safely stop, if anything happens. Because again, you can't see all that well, and if someone, especially if someone's light's not working properly, then it's a problem. So you want to try to travel, give them enough distance so you can safely stop if you need to. We're gonna go out onto the main road for a little while so you can see the reflectors, the lines that actually marks the lanes and whatever are reflectors. So you will use the reflectors to kind of help you to define where your lane is and so on. And the things that's in the middle of the road that you hear, when if you start drifting from your lane, you will hear that boop 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 thing. Those are reflectors. At night, you will actually literally see the reflectors. So as we go out to the main road, you will see more clearly what I'm talking about when I talk about the reflectors. But the reflectors actually help you to, drive and see where you are in the lane. That is another tip that, you should look forward to. So let me just go up here for a minute. Okay, for a stop sign here. And you always try to use the cars in front of you, as a guide. Just follow the cars in front of you. That gives you a good idea of where the lane is and the center of the lane and so on and so on. Again, you use whatever you can on the outside to help you, because visibility, as you can see, is significantly reduced. All right. Make sure you are using your low beam. Your low beam when you turn on the car, turn on the headlights, it is on the low beam. If you want to put it on high beam, which is not recommended unless you're out in the country somewhere and you're driving in an area where there are actually no cars, you need to drive with your low beam on. All right, so we're gonna make a right turn here, and I'm doing this so you can see the reflectors in the. If you look at even the line for the turn signal, you can see the lines clearly, because the paint that they use is reflective. It's got some kind of reflector in the paint itself that helps you to see the white lines quite bright at night. It's got reflective properties, I should say, that really does help you as it relates to helping you to see the lines at night. And you will notice that driving at night is actually quite different, because when you're driving in the daytime, you can see everything quite clearly. At night, you don't see much. One good thing about it is, as long as people are driving with their lights on, you can clearly see the headlights. But you see the line in the middle of the lane there where you see those reflectors. You see the things that you can see clearly. The reflectors are on the side or in the dividing lines. So the reflectors, even if there are no street lights, and in most cities and towns, you have street lights, right? So the streets in South Florida, where I am, is definitely not that dark. But if you are actually out in the country, like my dad used to live in Georgia, in like Newnan, Georgia, and out there, there's not much light at all. So you definitely need the reflectors more than you would in, say, South Florida, where it's very well lit. But you can clearly see that the paint, the white paint that they use to divide the lanes and separate the lanes, and it's reflective, so you can see it clearly at night, and you can see the reflectors that divide the lines. So that is basically all of the tips that I can think about. Again, you drive slower because visibility is significantly reduced. Allow yourself more space so you can react properly to what's going on in front of you. Use the cars in front of you as a guide to kind of clearly see where your lane, when you're in the center of your lane, and to help you define the lanes. And definitely pay attention, you know what I mean? Be careful. be more careful than you would be on a regular bright sunny day, I suppose. I mean, you're supposed to always be careful. I recommend that you're careful all the time, but when it's dark, you have to be more careful because you're really not seeing a lot compared to when you're driving in the daytime. All right, so again, those are my tips as it relates to driving at night. So I am going to ask you again to please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tell all your friends about the channel. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post my new videos. All right? Thanks you again for watching, and I will see you on the next video.